Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Thermomixing Adventures. My name is Lisa Keegan, and I hope you're watching along today to learn more about your Thermomix, because that's what I'm passionate about, is making sure that when you get a Thermomix, you continue to get more and more out of it. So say hi if you're watching on today as I show you how to make this beautiful Korean barbecue sauce that you can use on so many different dishes. Now, it is based on a UK recipe. You'll notice today that I'm actually changing the first portion of the recipe. The first portion is a deep fry version, where you actually coat your chicken in flour and you deep fry it. It's flour with onion powder and garlic powder and stuff, and you deep fry it. I'm going the healthy version. Our chicken is actually in the oven, and I have used both chicken nibbles, chicken drumsticks, chicken meat, so breast or thigh chopped up. There's so many different ways you can do this, and I actually just bake it to start off with, ordinarily baking it. So nothing special, no coating it with any of that stuff. It still tastes amazing because it's actually, I feel like, the sauce that lifts this dish. So this is my variation on it. So in the oven is the chicken. I am running late today, as you guys can see. Hello, lovely to have you on, Francis and Carissa and Denise and Leanne. Thanks for saying hi. So this is my variation on it, but this sauce is amazing. You can make a double batch of it so that you've got some for next time. You could make a half batch, so you've got some, well, if it's just you and someone else, then you don't have to have as much left over. And it's so beautiful, not just on this. You could use it on tofu, fish, so many things that this pairs so beautifully with. Even veggies would be really nice. Some, baked potatoes with it over the top. Amazing. So I am going to scroll down and I'm going to skip over to the sauce step. All right, so I'm skipping that first portion. Has anyone in the chat actually made this before? I would love to know. Hey, Cheryl, welcome from Perth. So, actually, and hang around today, guys. I need to ask you guys a favour about 5 minutes time, 2 minutes time. I need your help with something. So, that'll come in a moment. I'll talk to you about that. So, first things first is 5 cloves of garlic. So, let's have a look. Here we go. Garlic. I'm not home yet. We're still using the minced stuff. That's okay. Work with what you've got. So 5 teaspoons of that to replace the 5 garlic cloves. So in it goes. And I'm actually late today, guys. We were house hunting. We've been looking at inspecting property around the place lately. So yes, we had a big afternoon out and about. 10 grams of fresh root ginger. I don't have that. I've got the jarred stuff. If you are using the real stuff, it says to peel it. Don't bother. Just actually slice it into discs and that will do. So 10 grams of this. I'm going to go a little light. I'm going to go 8. The kids don't love it. Next. Now, it normally would chop it. I don't need to chop it. It's already chopped for me. Thank you to whoever sells this for chopping it all. There we go, 3-second speed 5 and scrape down the sides. So I am always going to tell you the steps so that you guys can cook along at home later if you want as well. Hey Tracy, I'm so glad this is on the menu for Friday night. It is a classic, and I love that this sauce goes a long way. So you can keep, you can make it a kilo or 2 of drumsticks or whatever, and it'll actually go across all of it quite easily. Hey Faye, lovely to have you on. Okay, insert the measuring cup, and then it's got another chop. So it wants to chop this really fine. 3-second speed 5. Okay, now we're getting on to ingredients. Now it says 50 grams of light brown sugar. You guys know I don't bother with light brown sugar. You'll probably actually see me though between now and Christmas buy brown sugar, because you guys know that we're doing a little bit of festive baking, and I will, if I'm making gifts for people and stuff, I'll use raw sugar and brown sugar. So I will probably end up shopping and buying some, but you'll see me predominantly use our low carb here as well. Hello, Vicky. Lovely to have you on all the way from the UK. And hey, Grace, lovely to have you on as well. How is that thermi of yours going, Grace? So 50 grams of light brown sugar. This recipe has both granulated sugar and it has honey, which I'm actually going to swap for, I'm just cutting that a little short, as you'll notice. It can't go too short with sugar because it is going to be what makes it sticky. The other thing it's got in here is honey, and I'm swapping that for rice malt syrup. Okay, rice vinegar, 60 grams. If you don't have this, I've used apple cider. In the past, I've used a white vinegar as well, so by all means. All right, in this goes. There we go. Runny honey. Now, this is what I don't have. I'm going to use my rice malt syrup. It's low fructose, still plenty of calories in it, but it just doesn't have that fructose in it. I preference it over honey. I know honey's very good for you, I'm going to say bacterial, but it might be viral and stuff. And I will, if I've got a sore throat, I can guarantee back in my teaching days, a teaspoon of honey would do the job at clearing my sore throat when I was a teacher years ago. But as far as in food goes, I much prefer the rice malt. It isn't as sweet though. You'll notice it doesn't have that really sweetness to it. It's really quite a mild sweet. Good swap though, and it's an equal swap. So long as you don't need that boost of sugarness. Okay, now this is a weird ingredient, I know. This is called Korean chili paste. It's got an official Korean name. I can't pronounce it, not going to try. You buy it in Coles and Woolies and then just leave it in the fridge afterwards. It comes in these funky little containers, okay? It's only little. It will last you probably 5 or 6 goes at this. Don't look too hard at the expiry dates when you use them. Like, as long as it's not growing its own little life on top, it'll be fine to use. It does have an absorbency pad in it. So I've sliced open that silver. I'll just open this up for you guys. Now, if you can't do this, this has got gluten in it, okay? And I know a lot of you guys follow me because we predominantly do gluten-free stuff. If I can get into it, the swap over. If you are gluten-free or you need to be cooking gluten-free, the swap over you need to do is actually with sweet chili sauce or chili sauce if you do like it quite a kick. All right, that is your swap if you are gluten-free, or even if you can't get your hands on this stuff. All right, it's just got this little weird layer in there. So I just peel that back. I'm finally in there. And now my kids are not keen on spice, okay? So we're going to go light. We're going to just go towards the 30 grams, which ends up being about 2 or 3 scoops of this. That's 19. Let's go light on this. 26. Never mind. I normally try and scrape that in, but hey, time's of the essence. Okay, ketchup, tomato ketchup. Don't have that. Just put in some diced tomato, all right? If you've got, and I actually nearly didn't have diced tomatoes, but my, where we are at the moment has some tomatoes on the vine. So I reckon you could actually get away with putting them in, spinning the dial up, mushing it to a paste, and then using it. I think that would work fine as well. 15 grams of dark soy sauce. Use tamari if you're gluten-free. Okay, this was all we could actually get when we were in one of our towns, so now I'm trying to use it all up. Hello Kim, hello Lynette, lovely to have you on this afternoon. Now guys, as I'm doing this, I'm just looking for the oil. I'm going to have to come back to the oil off camera because that's outside on the table, and I'm just using olive oil, never mind sesame seed oil. But what I need your help with is I actually need your help with when I used to do home cooking classes. So rewind to the first 5 years of my business before COVID. I would actually open up my home and we would do home cooking classes every 6 weeks or so in my house. And often I was asked if I would take payment, and I would say, no, I don't want payment. I just want you guys to love your Thermi more. And so eventually one of my customers said, how about we do a donation box? And Lisa, you can pick what you'd like to give that donation box, that donation quantity to. Because I said, I'm not taking it. I don't, everyone bought their ingredients. So it was only costing me time and a few basics. It wasn't costing me anything. So I didn't want to charge for it. So anyway, we had a jar and people would put their contribution in if they felt to, and it would go off to our cause. Now I've been thinking about that this year because since COVID, I'm not opening my home anymore. We can't at the moment, and goodness knows the way forward. But also back then we didn't have this virtual space where I could actually show you every single day what your Thermi could do. We didn't have that. We weren't allowed to do that. So, which is so cool that I can now. But what I want your help with is I want to know if you've got an organisation or a charity or something like that within Australia, preferably, because Greg and I already support charities overseas. But I'd love something where I'd actually like to put, for every sale I get with Thermomix, towards that. I'd like to give $20 a sale towards a charity. But I want you guys to help. I did start searching over the weekend, and there's so many to choose from. So many. So I'd love your help. If you've got something that's close to your heart and you think, hey, Lisa, think about doing this, then let me know. I'd love to hear all your suggestions, and I'll go away and talk to Greg about it, and we'll come up with a bit of a plan, because I'd really, I love supporting you guys to get the most out of Thermomix, and thank you so much for supporting me back so that, I can continue to do this, but I'd like to also be able to make a bigger impact than that again as well. So if you can think of anything, do let me know. All right, please do reach out. Feel free to put in the comments, or if you'd prefer to PM me, that's also okay. Or a lot of you guys have my phone number, feel free to text me. I don't mind. But that's what my favor is. If you guys can have a little think about, if you can think of an organization or a cause that I should partner with, that would be fantastic. So this is the end of the recipe. So 10-second speed 3. It's going to give it a mix, and then it's going to cook. That's all it is left in this recipe. So let's do this. Nearly done. And maybe one day we'll be able to do home things or maybe haul things as we travel with our caravan and things like that, and do face-to-face again. But, you know, while there's not, I'd still like to be able to share the love further afield. So now, with the measuring cup still in place, 10 minutes, 100 degrees, speed 1, off it goes. Now, you've got time to do whatever's more important to you, you know, in your kitchen. And that's what I love about the Thermomix, is this is going to cook, it's going to reduce down, it's going to become really syrupy. Then you get your meat out of the oven, pour it over the top, serve it up, and you're good to go. Now, you might have noticed I said pour it over the top. The reason I'm saying pour it out is then you don't contaminate your sauce. If you go the other way where you put your meat in the sauce, then you can't use your leftovers if they last more than a couple of days in your fridge of your sauce. So pour it over, okay, so that you've got that leftovers for later. Because honestly, it's amazing on some stir-fried veggies. It's amazing on fish, as I said earlier, tofu, those sorts of things. It's just beautiful. And veggies, roast veggies, amazing. So that is it from me today. I am just going to confirm that that's the end of the recipe. I'm fairly certain it is. Yeah, so ordinarily it would actually tell you now to be heating up your vegetable oil in a deep fryer, which reminds me I haven't put the oil in yet of this, so I need to do that in a moment. And then it asks you to fry your chicken in batches, and then get it out with a paper towel, and then toss it in this sauce to coat. So that's actually what it tells you to finish with. But as I've mentioned, I have baked mine in the oven. I didn't even bother oiling them, okay? I have literally just put my chicken in the oven, and then you'll see mine are little wingettes, and they're going to come out. This is going to trickle over the top and just going to be absolutely amazing. Those of you as well with young people that are a bit fussy here and there, the great thing about this is the fact that you can give them as little or as much sauce as they'd like, okay? So that those who don't want the sauce don't have to have the sauce. So that's it from me today. Thanks for joining in. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Thanks for those of you who are suggesting. I can see Carissa's put something in the chat box already. Thank you so much. Have a think about it, guys. Let me know. But yeah, I'd love to support you to keep getting more out of your Thermomix, and then take that further as well and use it for better good all over the place. So take care, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for... Is it festive again? I'm all out of whack this week. Did you notice yesterday was supposed to be this dish and yesterday's was supposed to be this today? I'm for some reason all over the place. But I will be back tomorrow. And by the way, those gourmet crackers from yesterday, amazing. Okay? Amazing. So go watch that video. Make them. I froze them, as you know, and I actually froze them like so. Okay? I froze them in the little bag from the mix shop. And then I slice them, and then you put them back in the oven to roast again at the end for another, it's 50 minutes at 120 degrees, but when they're thin, because at the moment they're the big chunky ones, right? So amazing. Please go do yourself a favor. Do not buy these. Go make them. They are amazing. They were gluten-free and dairy-free as well. I made them dairy-free and gluten-free, so go check that recipe out. But otherwise, guys, I need to stop talking, let you guys go. Have a fantastic one, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, or feel free to text or message or ring in the meantime. Take care. See you then, guys. Bye for now.